Hi, welcome to Magic with Melly. Thanks for coming back on another Monday, or whichever time it is that you're reaching this reading. It doesn't have to be a Monday for it to be relevant. It doesn't have to be today's date, which is either the 17th or the 18th. I can't be sure now because I don't want to disrupt now the video to check. I believe it's the 18th today. I could be very wrong. Today is probably the 16th. Wow, now I'm going to feel like a really big dum-dum. Anyway, the whole point is that this reading is relevant whenever you watch it. So even though it's uploading today on a Monday, if you're watching this on a Sunday, if you're watching this on a Wednesday, if you're watching this on a Saturday, or any other day or time of the week, if it's relevant for you, if it resonates, then let it help you. Don't restrict yourself from the love and the help that's available to you in your life, especially your own. All right, so I have the card Empress, the Empress, and behind it, the Eight of Wands. So I love this energy for you. The Empress is a very intuitive energy, very maternal, motherly. You know how they say like moms always know, how like kind of like that energy here. But if you're not a parent, it's all about just listening to your inner guidance and just being sure of yourself, being in control. I think that a lot of parents, at least the parents that do really well in their parenting role, they can really resonate with just the inner knowing, the inner guidance, having to be strong enough to guide even like little individuals. I think this is just maybe important messages for anybody, regardless of if you're a parent. But I think that the necessity within to have a strong sense or a strong connection with your intuition and have like that inner wisdom, that strength, I think it's more so highlighted as important for parents, because you need to be able to extend that to your little ones and guide them and teach them along and show them the ropes and lead by example. And so here with the Eight of Wands behind it, I think that's just beautiful energy, just taking back your power for those in the collective that have recently left relationships that were toxic, maybe not for you. Congratulations, you're getting it together. You can do it on your own. For those of us that are in a relationship and trying to work those things out, new relationships or longer term relationships, just listening to not being separated from your intuition. I think that everyone's on separate tracks with that, with how much they listen to their intuition and how close you are with it, and like how, to what extent or how long it takes until yourself question yourself, or even another questions you and is like, oh man, I like regret, like I knew for so long. Or like some people have that energy where they particularly felt an energy before a lot of time had passed, and then a situation, like just some of y'all are surprised but not, like that phrase, I'm surprised by but not, like you hoped it wouldn't go that way, but you knew it kind of was going in that track. And so I think now we're in this energy of some of this horrible stuff that happened to us is in the past, and that now our intuition is stronger, our wisdom, like we just experienced more, we know more. And so now we can just take that and go, take that and make our situations better and improve. And I'm really excited for it, just in regards to that for you guys. Just reading the cards, I just feel that with the King of Pentacles, back of the deck energy right here. Okay, the back of the deck energy being King of Pentacles. Ooh, and then I see Two of Wands behind it. And another King of Cups behind us. So you're sandwiched between like the Two of Wands and the two Kings there, if you see that. I think that that's just definitely goes to say that for some of the collective, the decision is large between maybe you and two people. Maybe you have been in the talking stage for some time with maybe two people or a bunch of people. It depends on how you guys roll, or one person. Everybody has their own like way of going about dating, their own like dating method, I guess. Like if some things work, some things don't. It just depends on what you're looking for. And so I think that just the track that I went on with the two Kings is you're just trying to figure out what situations to ground, is ultimately the thing. And it could be romantically, it could be career wise, it could be like however it applies to you. With career is like you're pegged between, do I leave this job and pursue something, or is this income like working out for me here? Do I need to add an income? You're really sandwiched with ideas there. And you're kind of just trying to take a gobble at it, and it's overwhelming. Maybe you have like your mouth full and you keep saying one thing and then like it just doesn't work out, so then you're like, oh man, oops. But then in the other hand, with romantic relationships and things, truly just trying to pick who it is you truly want to be around, like consistently or like often, and maybe even schedule conflicts or schedule like trying to work those things out, like making more time for each other, or realizing like, am I entertained here, am I bored here, could like is there something more that needs to happen to maybe make the energy feel more alive towards that? Like maybe some of us have been just only friends for a long time, or like you've always been closed off and now it's time to be open. I don't know what the situation is for you specifically. You can let me know in the comments, but I'm just reading energies here, and that's what I'm picking up is just like decisive energy. But like the guidance here is mostly being backed behind like listening to your intuition, like really highlighting your intuition and like doing better in that regard, and really just boosting the next chapter of your life, like just finding enjoyment in this next section, and like really being more free flowing towards that. So I have this Food Fortunes deck, and I have the Disney Villains deck. I'm really excited to be using these decks today on this channel, and as always, I'm going to sandwich the two tarot decks with some pre-shuffled oracle cards. So let me have some water, and we will get into it. So first off, I'm going to go Food Fortunes Tarot and see what's going on for Melly Monday. I'll tell you in a second what came out after I get. That's a lot. So let's get these back in and shuffle. It's probably my hand because I got a Band-Aid covering the surgery incision. It's all right. Okay. Going forward, messages for my collective. see what else is going on. The white knight. Okay, let's keep going. What's messages for... Oof. Okay. So, I wonder if I flip... That kind of doesn't work. Okay, the piece that I have doesn't allow me to flip it the way I want to. It makes me awkwardly have to hold it the whole time while I'm talking, and I think that's like really distracting more than anything. But let me know if you'd like to change the angle to like the angle that I do for my personal readings, which is just facing the cards. But for now, is Melly Monday, and I already started the angle like this. So let's just keep it how it is. So the first card coming out is the straight shooter card. Okay, some of us, or your partner, or just the energy that you're looking for, okay, it could be whatever works for you. Okay, the straight shooter is really just direct energy, knowing what you want, going for it, and being like really upfront about it, and just being like, nope, that's not for me. Yes, that is for me. And really just being really decisive. It could be that you and your partner, you guys have quickies. It could be that's kind of explicit content. So maybe we can make that an extended. I'm kind of not... I should be making extended videos on Patreon, but I do not have any patrons under my Patreon for Melly Monday extendeds. So, but I can get explicit there if you want to, if you want me to elaborate more on that stuff with your partners and how that's going, and like seeing, like channeling and maybe helping you out, or even just like for funsies, whatever works. But we have the mess in reverse. You could be making a mess with one another, or the mess of bad relationships is gone, it's in the past. It could be both, like in your new partner, you guys get messy. But it could be a matter of your work, like social life balance is sort of a mess, and yes, you're kind of squished here with this trio. But I think the trio card can also be a message here if you are suspectful of a third party energy. This could be that, but it doesn't have to be another person for, romantic situations if you're worried about that. But if you are worried about that already, let your intuition talk to you. Don't let me don't let there be any like accidental misguidances. I'm reading a lot of people is what I'm trying to say. And ultimately just your actions are your own and your response is your own. And anyway, we have the white knight here in reverse. So I just feel like when it comes to your situations, some of you in this collective have issues with the type of nurturing that you are receiving, or the type of care that you are receiving. Perhaps that you need much more help in the realm of like applying for jobs, or even like in the dating scene, or speaking up, or like there's something about like nurturing that I'm picking up with this white knight in reverse. And so the white knight, I'm going to show the card again with the white knight in reverse. It's like I really am getting the sense of like maybe clearing out, or like being like bringing in peace with how things have gone in your past, maybe even a recent past, because it could be not very good for you to continue on in your situations with like work, in your family situations, in your friend situations, if you have like issues and like you know them and aren't like actively working on them, and just being like, no, it's all right for these people to deal with that. It's like not really, like it's a confrontation, it's a conversation for a reason, because like it's probably harmful for the situation. And so if you take that into consideration, maybe you can keep the flame alive, like the passion. It could be the passion in your career life, or the passion in your romantic life. Passion can go, like, it's not just romantic. I feel like a lot of people identify passion with like hot sex, or like making out and like always touching on each other, and like dates, and it's all romantic and stuff. But like passion is also just like you feel really good in your workplace, and like it's just that's what you want to do. You wake up excited about doing what you're doing. And so I think that if there's stuff in your past that kind of repeatedly resurfaces itself and is like really annoying to deal with, it's probably, and like some of the collective maybe have avoidance issues, where they tend to avoid things when things get complicated rather than addressing them. So if you have that issue, I think it's necessary to start clearing that energy. Like, and what I mean by clearing it is maybe perhaps working on minimizing certain cycles from repeating. Ultimately, I think would be great for increasing your flow towards like your intuition and like the guidance and like being in a better spot. The dog. Okay, I have the card. This is the back of the deck, and it says the dog. And I'm really picking up from this card like misunderstood energy, because if you have ever heard about the whole hot dog is a sandwich thing, and I just think it's so funny with the card, the trio here, that this card represented here can have multiple meanings, because I feel like it could be picked up for in like situationally. Some of you have like this misunderstood energy with you, like the hot dog, right? Maybe the hot dog is a sandwich, and all the people who are saying no are like misunderstanding what a hot dog is, or the other way around. However you want to see it, it really is your perspective. And I think that having a clearer perspective, right? Because I was just talking about having a clear perspective before the dog card came up. Maybe you realize that you or someone is the loyal type, either romantically or everywhere in your life, or only in career, like in a career base, like you're like always on time, you're very like, but it could be interpreted so many different ways. I'm trying to make sure I get everyone. And that's kind of just the beginning for the tarot, and then I'm going to go into the pre-shuffled oracle cards and read out what's going on there for you, and hopefully that extends what I read in the tarot, or it's more messages that you guys may need to just get closer to, just like maybe something here will validate you. It will validate your intuition, so that it strengthens you in that way, like that you were already listening to it, and then like you needed like the boost for a minute, or it's encouraging you, like showing you messages of how to like get wherever you wish to be through just unlocking your own magic. I think that's just the beauty here, because I think the magic is you guys, and that's why I call it Magic with Melly, because it's like you guys hanging out with me. And yeah, I don't know if I ever shared that, but that's I think it's just beautiful to try and use the cards to help unlock your guys' magic. Anyway, and it's just funny that I just finished saying that, because then the card came out that says I will encourage. And this card says, I am beautiful. So just reminding you guys of your beautiful power and your beautiful energy. And I feel open, being open to messages here and just believing in your own self and believing in what you do, what is actually intuitively being dropped. Sometimes it is hard to believe or unbelievable that you actually don't believe it, and it's like, but it's crossing your mind for a reason. And they may be concerns, they may be fears, they may be actual intuitive downloads. And if you're afraid, I think the fear comes from just being afraid of what the intuitive download is saying to you, because you just don't want to believe it, or some a realm, like some kind of energy in that realm where like maybe believing in it, having to believe in maybe, and I'm not saying like everyone's partner is doing suspicious stuff. This is only for those people who have that in their current lives. But just saying, like, if you feel suspicious about them and your intuition is telling you that, but your situation is, say, like, if you believed it, it would then turn your life around, versus if you just didn't, if you just closed your eyes, you hope that maybe it would just go away or like resolve itself so you don't have to do anything about it. And frankly, that could be just an opening for you to continue in this cycle, and really decide if you want to stay in that cycle. Just remember that your energy and your soul and your well-being is beautiful and should be protected and should be well taken care of, and you should be the one that does that. And however that means, like, way out, is it really healthier to stay or leave in certain situations, romantic or in your career? Like, is like, what is like, what matters more to you? Your like mental well-being, financial well-being, and you can really balance that, like, find, if you find that your mental health is not very great because of work or something, and you need a new balance, maybe channel in more fun in your free time, and like ask for time off, and like make sure that maybe have your fun be a source of income. Like, there's so many like unique ideas that you can have to make situations kind of lighten up. And that is just one scenario. Like, you can kind of apply it and like put in your own mix of what works for you. How much, like, just being really open to just encouraging where you're at, and improvement, I think, is the biggest thing. Improvement, and like, that's really like self-improvement, and you get self-improvement by taking care of yourself, and then having your surroundings sort of like uh, work with you to like, yeah, to work with you, like, if you ask for time off of work, it should be relatively smooth, as far as make sure you understand policies and what they are comfortable with and what you are comfortable with. But you usually address that when you start work. Like, make sure that you have this kind of open communication to begin with. But if that stuff kind of falls through, like, sometimes, and I know in my situation, I've had like a new manager come in, and like the communication and all the stuff just goes off balance and it's wonky, and then the new manager doesn't like me, or like, I don't know, just something like that. So just making sure that when you like need something communicated, and it's communicated back and forth, that there is clear understanding, not only like very clear understanding of you, but like then you understand what is expected of you from the outside, but not like, and what's agreeable for you, because not just because someone has an expectation of you doesn't mean you have to meet them. The only expectation you truly have in this universe is to like make your own self happy. Like, you're responsible for your own self. That's it. And so even though other people have expectations of you, it's good to be aware of those so you can either choose to meet them because you agree with them, or choose to, like, be able to properly and maybe respectfully deny them. I feel like it's easier to just avoid the whole situation. Like, this is for those people earlier in the reading that I was mentioning, calling you guys out on just avoiding things. And so maybe that's where your help is being more communicative and less avoidant when something doesn't work out, and like being less afraid of hurting someone's feelings because you didn't meet their expectations, like you didn't like want what they want, or like the career, like you're not like agreeing like with morality or motivation. Sometimes even motivation in the workplace can be like problematic, and it has to do with communication. All sorts of like layers here. If it all applies, take it. If only parts of it applies, then like wait for your messages if it feels like I'm addressing you. But I'm gonna keep going. The card says abundance, and this card says growth. Next up, it says confidence, faith, passion, and movement. Okay, abundance, growth, confidence, faith, passion, and movement. I love these cards. Okay, I'm seeing lots of green here. So just, again, I just want to show you the 8 of Wands card. With the green, I just really feel like it's this card right here with the green, because 8 of Wands is like ready to go, like springing forward, like action, hoo-ha, whoopla, kind of. It's good energy. I feel like it's very high energy for me, and I see that repeated here with movement and growth, just being ready for this, like for all this good things to come in. And if you're not a confident person, Spirit is here to remind you that it's okay to flex. It's okay to show off. It's okay to be pretty or sexy or hot. It's okay to be talented. It's okay to, like, the people who kind of make you feel bad for those things are just really upset that they don't have those things, and they should work more on themselves rather than putting other people down, and return to believing in yourself and your unique set of things that you do. Everybody has their own unique interests. I could probably care more about golf, to be honest, but I just don't care very much for it. I did experience Mario Golf, and that was okay because it was digital. But just saying that, that was just a total side tangent about golf. Some of you guys may like golf, and I'm just saying that if someone shits on you for your passion, there's gonna be someone who likes that golf and then someone who dislikes golf. So like, I was just reading this book, Today Will Be Different, and I posted an excerpt, and it was all about the world being indifferent and just having faith here with the card faith. Just having faith and putting yourself out there, for really, like, just don't worry about people like casting bad judgments on you or good judgments. Like, your own opinion of yourself is more important than anyone else's opinion of yourself, and your own role in your life is the most important role in your life than anybody. Like, your mom and dad, your sisters, your brothers, your best friend, like the person who saved your life, the musical artists who inspire you, like whatever it may be. Like, those people are amazing, they're great and all, but like your role is more important. And I say that because like you need to be reminded of that. Some of us need to be reminded of that, or don't even kind of acknowledge that we are the biggest role we play in our own lives. You know, we eat, we drink, we breathe, we walk ourselves, we like read, we look at things, we hug people, like, you know, we like our interactions, like our body, like our soul, like our being, our existence, like that is really important. And so like if you kind of are always comparing yourself, it's sort of, it just takes away from like your own fuel. So make the move more on yourself and be better to yourself so that you can feel better, do better. And, you know, it says, this card says, some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. So that's really important messages there. You need a good fucking cry. And the back says, get the ugly cry on, let that shit go. Your soul will thank you. So some of us are really trapped in the pains of our past because the pains of our past sort of made us believe in shitty things, you know, things that people said, things that people did. That stuff, especially when you're younger, you really internalize that. And so you can cry it out. You can experience your pain. You can talk about it. You can do it in therapy, or if you want, if your friends are homies and they will take your emotional dump, go to your friends. They are meant to, like, they are there because they want to be there for you. If they're not there for you in the right ways, maybe reconsider your friends, you know, so you can be in a better place. But it really just depends on how you guys are feeling, you know, like really be open to your feelings, be open to believing in yourself and carrying on and trusting that better is coming. Like, better is coming. All of that stuff is just to show you what the bad feels like. And I know that's kind of like, why? Clearly, I know that bad feels bad. Is like, no, you don't know bad feels bad. Excuse me, until you felt it. And it's like the experience, you know, like some people are like, why me? It's like, don't feel like that. Like, yeah, you had to experience it maybe to toughen up so that the next round, you know, it's kind of like a video game sequence or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm like going on too far of a tangent, but let's keep going. It says, you are the best thing to ever happen to you. So I was saying that about the role in your life. You are the best thing. And so it says, go easy on your ass. Buy your own damn drink. That's what it says on the back. So treat yourself. If you're not used to going out, go out. Go for a drink. Maybe you'll meet somebody if you're looking to meet somebody, for those singles in my reading. But it's up to you how you decide to treat yourself. Because if you're not an alcoholic, or if you don't like drinking, because you don't have to be an alcoholic. Like, you know, alcoholic can be such a like really loose term now used. But if you don't drink, don't go for a drink. But maybe like just treat yourself somehow. Maybe do something different is sort of the thing. But fuck fear, it says it will lie to your face. So sometimes a lot of the things that we even like think about is stuff that's totally absurd, because we're just scared of that, of whatever we're thinking of happening. So it's like you think about it so you can process it or feel it or be in it, so you can be prepared in case it happens. But it's like, if it doesn't happen, then don't like accidentally make it happen, you know, like just be careful about what you're afraid of, because it's like literally the opposite energy of like what you want. You know, like a lot of times I'll be scared of singing, but I love it. So how does that make sense? Like, I only sing by myself, but it's like, if I really want to do things and I'm afraid of things, like maybe it's just because I should like be in a new comfort zone with it. like sort of like birds being pushed out of the nest, right? Like, you gotta fall before you fly. Like this like really scary good energy. And then here it says, you are being shady in reverse. Watch out, shit could get ugly. So I feel like this is more, because it was in reverse, I feel like this is more so like your shady shits in the past, because you're really like, you learn from that shit and you're like, I don't want any more of that like messy stuff, because I had that mess card earlier. Like, I feel like that messy stuff is behind you. Maybe like these people with, some people with like multiple partners, but some people are okay with that. You can ethically be polyamorous. There's all sorts of things, but it just depends on your situations, because I do not want to make anyone feel left out or ostracized or judged. So I'm trying to like meet everyone halfway. But moving forward with more of the oracles, I have the energy oracle coming out now with the cards. We have strategy. I was just talking about strategies in which you can kind of like work with yourself. What do you want? 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. Going forward, door to value 31. Financial constraints 13. So generally, I feel like all the better and like good things are going to be coming in if you've sort of seen a pitfall recently and you've been like a good person and kind of loyal to like your heart and loyal to like your situations and being honest, you know, if you've been like really good to heart and strategize and, you know, didn't manipulate, you know, I feel like the difference between strategy and like manipulation or like is that you made your moves and you didn't, you know, try and control someone else's moves, or, you know, try and control, like try and cheat or something, you know, like if you were just really good and honest, then this whole like this abundance, you know, earlier with the card abundance, like door to value, this card door to value and the card abundance, I think just that just really goes to say that like there is going to be so much good coming in, and that you need the, especially here, okay, with this chakra, this is the crown chakra, so maybe quieting or yeah, maybe quieting your crown chakra, because if we have like the overthinkers in the collective that think things to destruction, to ruin, and so if you kind of like quiet your mind and maybe even start meditating, if you don't meditate, start meditating, or just even having that quiet like zen moment with yourself and really like drawing out like how you can get closer to more like the goals that you have in mind, like what does it take, like what like small steps can you start taking, what like what are the big steps, what are the small steps that kind of get you closer every day, like financial constraints, you could be kind of like slowed down in the beginning when it comes to stuff. I think that generally abundance is like everywhere in the in all elements of the collective's lives. I think that as much as possible, you know, like because situationally it just depends on what you do for improvement. But if because the here financial constraints, there is like obviously the need for improvement in places, so strategizing like how to get closer to like being aware and working on it, whether it's, you know, that you're in debt and you need to pay it off, or whether it's, you know, that you need to talk to someone and resolve things, or both of those, or if you, it's so many things, like just planning those things out a little bit could maybe benefit you instead of just going with it. But sometimes just going with it is better off, because like it just depends on like your balance for yourself, like what you figure often works out for you, and you know, go with that, go with what is going to be it is not necessarily the most smooth, but like the one that will sort of get you closer to the outcome that you are aiming for. Like at least have an aim, you know, aim for something. I remember in the movie, the Shang-Chi, the Ten Rings movie, the Marvel movie, the bow instructor I think it was the bow instructor or the aunt that said, if you aim at nothing, you will get nothing. And so it's like, so you should aim for something so you can get somewhere. And so just having that sort of idea in mind, and then sort of like having that aim and going towards it. And that's pretty much the moment I was going for. And moving on, it says learning experience, forgiveness and understanding. This card says guardian angel. It says composure, but it's reverse. And here I just feel like whenever you do lose composure, you feel like you're being shunned on by your like angels or by like your ancestors, and you don't have to feel that, okay? Like when you don't do well or when something doesn't work out, you feel like such a failure or something, some of us. And it's like, no, just forgive yourself and understand that it was just a learning experience, and that the angel sent it your way for you to be able to learn something. And they're not ashamed of you or embarrassed of you. They still love you. They like you. You know, they adore you. If anything, they're ready to help you. They're ready to be there for you. So don't like lose it, you know, like just keep it together, keep it going, and like keep your loyalty up, keep your movement and your like energy up, and be motivated and stay motivated, and look for like all the ways to make you feel happy. Some things are out of your control, but you know, you can do a lot to improve what, you know, to improve what is currently occurring. It doesn't have to be so overwhelming. Like if it's overwhelming, then do nothing, you know, like really, like if things fall apart, okay, they fall apart. You can rebuild it. You can rebuild it. It'll be all right. These cards say fly high. You can fly through life when you're excited and determined. Nothing can stop you now. So as long as you're feeling like really good, you're gonna feel great, you know, like um you just got to feel excited about what you're doing, where you're going, and or about changes, right? If something's falling apart, it's probably because it's meant to, so something better can happen for you. And so you can like just let that happen, you know, let it be that, and then like channel this negativity towards excitement. That, oh man, that didn't work out and it was good, or if it was really bad, okay, either way, expect better to come in. You know, if you choose better, it will be better. And it says, feel the fun, share your laughter, and change your life. Okay, that one's self-explanatory. And then this one's in reverse. It says, things are looking up. Whatever you try to do, you will find your own success and joy. So I think this is really just to say that the fact that it's in reverse is that there are people who are still going to believe that things aren't going to get better. And it's like, okay, you can have that perspective all you want. You can be wherever you are in your life, okay? I don't want to be toxic positive. Everything in your life is up to you and your perspective and your actions towards it. And so if your mental health or your mental well-being or your general well-being, if all of that is generally skewed negative, your energy is resistant to me. So just be mindful of that. And so I just want to remind you that maybe you should be in the energy of looking up and being positive. You know, that would maybe be your big difference for some of us. Either way, I'm just being called to say that with the intuition, sometimes your spirit guide and sometimes your spirit guidance, it can be a demon, and by demon I just mean like an opposing energy. So just be careful of like what demon energy or like negative spiritual energy you let in. And that is even to say like energy in general from like people. But just a little extra note there about with this things are looking up card in reverse. I just felt like got really heavy there with seeing it in reverse, like, and just needing to say that I hope that this was a boosting of positivity for those that already have it and just sometimes have a hard time having that all the time and need the boost. Some of us aren't used to having positive energy and are here for this. And I hope that our energies become less resistant and and things keep getting better and better and good and stuff. But let's finish off the reading here with the Villain's Tarot and go from there. Let me know in the comments or sign up on Patreon if you're interested for extendeds, all right? Because then I'll start doing them. There is an option to subscribe, but right now it's kind of mute to do those for for no audience. But we shall see. Okay, coming up, I'm excited. Otherwise, you can subscribe to other things on Patreon. And I also have all these other social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. So if you would like, you can definitely contact me in many ways for a personal reading. And officially reach my email, minuteswithmelly@gmail.com, for personal readings. Okay, you can reach me anywhere, but my emails would be the best way. And I have other services like crystal healing services that you can opt into as well. And just wanted to shove that little tidbit in there because I almost never advertise myself in these videos. But let's go for messages for my collective. Messages for my collective. What's going on for them? Messages for them. Okay, 10 of Wands here. I see the Hierophant. See the King of Wands with Jafar on it. And the Knight of Wands. And this one's the 10 of Coins in reverse. So this is the last message here to release your anxiety, release your worries, release your concerns in whatever way you feel necessary towards the things in your life that are going well. Like, really preserve this energy by releasing this stuff in however way you feel like you need to, because it could be like letting go of situations that cause you this bad energy, people, a whole situation that you're in, like just opting out. It could be a number of things, right? But with the 10 of Wands, it really is just a lot on your plate. And so just take stuff off your plate and maybe put it on a plate to the side and make it like leftovers, or make it like a meal. Yeah, make it a meal for another day, like a situation for another day, or a situation for someone else, like undo your load a little bit. I really release that, right? If you have a lot of emotion built up in you, cry it out, feel it out. If you have a lot of work to do, then maybe let's split it up and make it less of a large task and make it like smaller tasks. But ultimately make it a building block on building block on building block kind of notion towards this desires, towards the inner your inner, like your heart is like someplace, and you gotta, follow it or find the map and kind of like, go with that. With the 10 of coins in reverse, you haven't seen it, it's not there, because you need to start and believe in that it could happen, because if you don't believe it will happen, then you never do anything towards it, and then because you never do anything towards it, then you manifested nothing to happen. So just take action. If you, whatever action you're feeling called to do when it comes to what is wrong with you, because like you say like some people are like, are you okay? And you're like, no, I'm not okay. And you don't know why. Maybe figure out why, like, and really like ground what is, like, ground the energy that will kind of put you back into balance. Okay, let me see the back of the deck energy real quick. Okay, I see the Star in reverse and the 9 of coins in reverse, which is interesting to see the 9 of coins in reverse next to, like, adjacent to the 10 of coins in reverse. So I feel like that just definitely lightened up some of the energy there, because I don't feel so warm. I was getting a little heated there. I think it was kind of a tough message to deliver. But here with the Star card in reverse, just being more mindful of what you are reflecting, giving and receiving, what kind of wishes are being granted or manifested of you, such as believing in yourself and taking action. And I got someone who in the chat asked me if I was a Sagittarius, and that I am what's it called? Flattered that they guessed. At least we're trying to guess. I saw that. But anyway, that is the rest of the reading. Thank you for coming to this reading here today. And I hope that it works out for you, whatever situation that you are trying to work out and have your intuition sort of validated. Keep following your intuition. I believe in you. It's time that you start believing in you, or if you already believe in you, this is your strength. This is me adding to you and validating you. And so, yes, I am very thankful to share here my cards and my existence. Thank you for listening and caring to tune in, even if it's for a minute or the whole time. I just hope something works out. And I hope that you guys take care with lots of love and light. This was Magic with Melly, and it is goodbye time. Goodbye.